Pearson on to kick this one away. Oh, good-looking return set up here. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. Charles, this offense, they've been on a roll. 2 drives ago they scored. Remember, last drive was that one-play touchdown strike, so now they're looking to make it 3 for 3.
You know, I talked to a Hall of Famer one time about, hey, when you're on defense and these types of things are happening to you, what goes through your mind? And he told me at that point, it's not about schemes. It's not about what's called from the sideline. It's about players. Who's going to make a play, make a stand, and stop this offense from doing what they've been doing?
Throwing now, Ward. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
Ready.
Throwing is Ward. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. That's a staple in this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Let's go. Liking 18. Ready.
Now Ward. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. They'll try and throw for it with Ward. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. A big play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Titans' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Now Joey Sly for the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Ready up.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete. And, Charles, you think about what this defense has had to prepare for. They're in for a battle. I mean, they're facing a team that is working on a 6-game winning streak.
And that can be intimidating when you think about it in those terms, but I think what they need to do is make some sort of a statement early in this game, whether it's a turnover.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Titans are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive.
Here we go.
And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And this one is incomplete.
Oh, that's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Ward. He's going to take another shot here. That's caught inside the 20. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Panther, 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
To throw is Ward. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Here's 2nd and 10.
Let's go now. Cougar 19, Viking 18.
They'll throw again, Ward. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That's a big force incompletion there to bring up 3rd and long, and this defense can still salvage a little momentum by forcing them to kick a field goal, because just a few plays ago, they looked like they were headed towards the end zone.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. Now the Titans will use their 3rd and final timeout, as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
19, Tiger, 19. Ready.
And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Titans will extend their lead here just before halftime. An extra point by Sly is up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
They'll take over. 1st down and 10.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And with 5 seconds to go, this will likely be our final play. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
The Titans hold the lead, and they'll get the football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway. And it takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
26-yard line.
Okay,
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
Bronco 80. Here we go. Here we go.
On 1st and 10, it's Bigsby. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 3.
Back. Hawk 70. Hawk 70. Ready.
Now a give, right side. It's Warner. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Now he's into the clear again. And down to the 7-yard line. It's a gain of 35.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
Ward operating from the gun. And it's a Titans touchdown. Dalton Kincaid, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Titans take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line.
Ready.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
Come on. Come on. Ready.
Throwing to start the drive. Stanley. Throwing the outlet, incomplete. It's Bowers. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Looking to throw. Stanley. Pass to Bowers once again. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. It's another 1st down as they look his way again, this time 19 yards.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Operating from the gun. Stanley. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Well, defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back. Well, I certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Stanley. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Kevin Winston. And the Titans are going to have it here at their own 15. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
But based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Second 10 coming up here in Nashville. Third quarter action.
Let's go now. Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
Looking to throw. Moore. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. Third down.
Brings up third down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Moore now from the gun on third down. And that will be incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. This will be fielded at the 17. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. A nice punt, but a good run back as well of 13 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Now 2nd and 3.
Come on, set, ready.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Open man down the field, it's Bowers. And he'll be touched down in the end, but a big play on that one.
That's good. We're on first down. Gain of 27. First down, Oilers.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. They wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
I certainly like the idea. You're down on their side of the field. Get your big play guy involved. That time, they put one up for him to see if he can pull it down in the end zone, but the coverage was good, and it winds up incomplete.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
19 Lions. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Ready, ready.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. He's going to let it go again. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Oilers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Well, with that touchdown pass, I'm going to bring up a point from earlier in the year. Some of the fans were saying, when do we turn to the rookie? Well, he's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, I love the fact that the fans are bringing that up because I'm not the head coach. Okay, so he's got to deal with it. But I think it's a legitimate question. With the way their season is going, I think now is the time to turn the page and let him get some starts before this season is over.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
From the 31, here's a 2nd and 8.
Get it. 76.
Back to throw. Moore. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
They'll look to throw here on first down. That's into the hands of Iomanner. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
And that's one of the few things that has not gone right for this offense so far. They've had their share of big plays. That was nearly another. But somehow, he just couldn't squeeze it.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Alec Iomanner, 42 yards. And the Titans are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. Slide for the PAT. And that'll increase their lead to 28. 3 quarters have come and gone. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Nashville, where the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. Sly set to boot it. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
On the ready.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. This has been frustrating for them to this point. They have not looked the same as they did coming in, riding that impressive 6-game win streak. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And that will get the off target and incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And this offense on third down today, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. That is caught. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Give them 22 there on the 3rd down conversion. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. Got his man, it's Thornton. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
Okay, ready?
2nd and 4. They could still get a first down without scoring.
Here we go, here we go. Ready?
Back to throw again. He's got it. That'll put him up over 160 yards receiving now for the game. They can't seem to stop it. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Oilers get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. And the Titans are going to recover the football. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Let's go. Ready?
To throw, here's Ward. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. That one good for a pickup of 15 for Tennessee. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need to score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
First down and goal to go.
Here we go. Shot. Bronco 80. 18. Rattler. 18.
Looking to throw. Moore. The quick slant caught. Touchdown. A great play there. His 1st touchdown on the year. And the Titans stretch this 4th quarter lead even further, and they are closing in on win number 12 of the season.
63. Oilers 35.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Now a 2nd and 2.
Ready?
They'll drop the throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. They'll get this out to Genty. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
That turned into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right, and after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. Still fighting for more. 20. 5. Touchdown, Houston. A big play there. 44 yards.
And the Oilers are able to cut into that deficit. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the fourth quarter after that one, CD. And, well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, and I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence, because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense, and he made sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
McPherson set to kick off.
And the Titans are going to recover the football. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
They're all about the numbers, aren't they?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
And Bigsby once more.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
Come on. Let's go.
Ward from the gun on 3rd down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have the Titans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it could be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
That's to the tight end Helm.
So the pitch and catch good for 11. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
With that last completion, CD's now over 400 yards passing in the game, and Quite a few of those have come via some pretty big strikes downfield. Certainly not afraid to challenge this secondary, and it's been successful.
I like your observation there, partner, because I agree. This is a group more than capable of torching a secondary any week, as evidenced by their combined stat line here. And in the time we have remaining, wouldn't shock me at all to see them take another deep shot.
70, Hawk 70.